Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos breaks silence on secret wedding to Chock Chapple. September 17, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos has broken the silence on a secret wedding to Chock Chapple. Fans have been speculating that the two got married in secret. However, Joan has spoken out and revealed whether they did, in fact, tie the knot in secret. Fans love the two of them and watching their relationship grow. There's a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Chock Chapple promises forever to the Golden Bachelorette. Chock Chapple and Joan Vassos met on the Golden Bachelorette. They had a great connection the entire time. However, Chock's mother sadly passed away, which led him to leave the show. Joan was worried he would not come back and that the connection was not going to be seen through. However, he ended up returning and it all worked out. Chock proposed to Joan in the finale, and she said yes. The two are beginning their lives together and seem to be in a good place. Fans love watching their journey and seeing them together. However, they want to know when the two are going to tie the knot or if they have already. Joan Vassos breaks silence on secret wedding to fiancé. Fans have been speculating that the two got married in secret. However, Joan has spoken out and revealed whether that did or did not happen. So, the people that watched, I feel really kind of responsible to. That Chock and they watched this whole journey. They invest in us. You see on Instagram. They are wondering, did we get married? They are watching what we are doing. And I would never leave them at the door. I feel like just because the show is over, the door shouldn't be shut. Joan says that she is going to let fans know when she and Chock get married. If anything, she will share a few pictures. Fans love that she is doing this as she does not have to whatsoever. It seems as though Joan and Chock did not get married in secret. This is not something she wants to do. Joan feels as though they owe it to the fans who have followed their journey to tell them when they get married. This is something fans love to hear as they want to know when the two tie the knot. It is unknown if the two have even planned anything. What do you think about this? Are you shocked Joan wants to share with fans? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation.
First stepped onto the iconic rose-covered stage of the Golden Bachelorette. No one could have predicted just how much her journey would captivate America. At 61, she represented the hope of finding love later in life, an idea millions of viewers clung to as they watched her navigate suitors, heartbreaks, and second chances under the blinding studio lights. But the twist that stunned everyone came after the camera stopped rolling. Months after her final rose aired, rumors swirled of a secret ceremony with none other than Chock, the fan-favorite contestant who had stolen hearts not just on-screen, but behind the scenes. And now, after weeks of speculation, Joan has finally broken her silence. What she revealed was far more than a wedding story. It was a confession about love, privacy, and why some of life's most meaningful moments are meant to be lived away from the spotlight. The whisper that sparked a frenzy. It started with a whisper. A blurry paparazzi shot surfaced online, Joan in a flowing ivory dress, her hand tucked into Chock's as they walked barefoot on a beach in Maryland. At first, fans thought it was an old vacation photo, but eagle-eyed viewers noticed details. Joan's dress looked too bridal, the background hinted at a decorated archway, and Chock's suit jacket was unmistakably new. Bachelor Nation exploded. "Did Joan just get married and not tell us?" one fan posted on Reddit. Another wrote, "If this is true, it's the most romantic betrayal. She promised us updates." Entertainment outlets swarmed. Headlines screamed across tabloids. Golden Bachelorette ties the knot in secret ceremony? Joan Vassos hiding a husband? Chock plus Joan, wedding bells or hoax? The speculation reached such a fever pitch that Joan could no longer stay silent. Joan speaks. Joan's statement didn't come through a glossy magazine spread or an official ABC interview. Instead, she sat at her kitchen table, hair casually swept back, no professional lighting. Just Joan, raw and unfiltered, recording a message for her fans. "Yes," she said softly, her voice trembling, "Chock and I got married. And yes, we kept it a secret." Within minutes, the video racked up millions of views. Joan smiled shyly as she explained why. After everything on The Golden Bachelorette, the cameras, the lights, the constant opinions, I wanted one part of my love story to be mine. Ours. Just us. No producers, no edits, no strangers deciding if our love looked good enough on television. We deserved that. Her confession wasn't just an announcement, it was a reclamation of privacy. Who is Chock really? To understand why Joan's secret wedding hit so hard, one had to revisit who Chock was. When he first appeared on the show, Chock wasn't immediately pegged as the frontrunner. He wasn't the loudest nor the flashiest. A retired teacher from the Midwest, he was quiet, almost reserved, often letting others fight for screen time. But it was his steady charm, his gentle humor, and the way he looked at Joan like she was the only person in the room that made him unforgettable. He became the dark horse, a man who built connection in whispers instead of grand gestures. Fans adored him because he felt real in a world of overproduced drama. When Joan chose someone else in the finale, audiences were devastated. Twitter lit up with outrage. She picked who over Chock? Justice for Chock. Joan made a huge mistake. What viewers didn't know was that Joan never truly let him go. The reunion no one saw coming. After the finale, Joan admitted she felt uneasy. The man she had chosen was charming but unpredictable. Off-camera, cracks appeared quickly. Arguments, incompatibilities, and the heavy burden of trying to maintain a relationship for the public eye. Meanwhile, Chock sent her one simple letter. It wasn't a grand plea, just words that lingered. If you ever need someone who listens, I'm here. No judgment, no cameras. That letter stayed in her purse for weeks, folded, worn, reread in quiet moments when the noise of fame felt too loud. Eventually, after her on-screen engagement fizzled, she reached out. They met at a small cafe far from Hollywood. No cameras, no producers, just Joan and Chock sitting across from each other, steaming mugs between them, smiling like no time had passed. From that day, their love story began, not for television, not for ratings, but for themselves. The secret wedding. Joan's silence about the wedding wasn't meant as deception. It was survival. Every part of my life was public for a year. I was judged on my outfits, my makeup, my choices, even my laugh. I didn't want our vows to be dissected like an episode recap. I wanted to walk down that beach knowing every tear, every smile, every promise was just for us. The ceremony was intimate. 30 guests, all close friends and family. Joan's daughter gave a heartfelt speech about second chances. Chock's grandson read a poem about eternal love. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, Joan and Chock promised forever. No TV cameras, no hashtags. Just waves crashing, seagulls circling, and a couple finally at peace. The backlash. Not everyone was supportive. Bachelor Nation, notorious for feeling entitled to updates, erupted with mixed emotions. Some fans were furious. She built her fame on us, then hid the wedding? We deserve to see it. Others were heartbroken. I feel like I lost my chance to witness the fairy tale. But there were just as many who defended Joan. She owes us nothing. She gave us a season. We don't own her life. This is the most romantic thing ever. She chose love over fame. The debate raged online with Joan and Chock caught in the crossfire. The future of their love. Joan insists that while the wedding was private, her life with Chock won't be hidden. They plan to share glimpses, vacation photos, family gatherings, silly kitchen dances on their terms, not the network's. Chock, ever the steady anchor, summed it up perfectly. Love isn't about how many people watch. It's about how two people show up for each other when no one's looking. The bigger meaning. Joan's decision sparked a larger conversation about reality TV love stories. Do contestants owe fans every detail? Is privacy even possible once your life has been broadcast to millions? For Joan, the answer is clear. I'm grateful for the show. It gave me the courage to love again. But love is real when the cameras leave. That's what Chock and I are holding on to. Her story, once scripted for ratings, is now unscripted, raw, and deeply human. The rose beyond the show. Months after her confession, Joan posted one final picture that silenced even the harshest critics. It was simple: 2 wine glasses on a porch table, sunset in the background, and her hand resting over Chock's. No captions, no hashtags, just love. For fans who spent months arguing over what they were owed, the picture was a quiet reminder. Sometimes the most beautiful love stories aren't the ones we get to watch. They're the ones we know are happening somewhere out there beyond the spotlight.